Hey y'all, Blade Angel here, and today we're going to talk about 5 things that car guys should never do. These are just opinions, of course, but for the most part, I think we'll agree with what's on this list. And the first thing that you should never do is lying about the mods on your car. Talking smack about your car, especially when it is about stuff that it doesn't actually have, can lead to a lot of problems. For one, it can ruin your reputation, and everyone on your local scene will know you as a liar, or even worse, if you do manage to get in a race with someone and you bet cash. In certain parts here in Atlanta, that'll get you shot. So you should never lie about the mods on your cars. And in fact, what inspired me to make this story was one of my buddies here, whose name is Kirby. Yes, that's actually his name. He owns a Hyundai Genesis, and someone in a V6 Challenger had challenged him to a race, ended up lying about the car being really well tuned, but not pro-charged, and he claimed that his Challenger had made 390 wheel horsepower, again without any sort of boost or any assistance, just literally an NA V6 Challenger with full bolt-ons. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think a V6 Challenger with bolt-ons can get to 390 rear wheel horsepower. I think it's gonna need some type of, turbo or supercharger. Again, I could be wrong, maybe that's like its absolute limit, but having said that, if that's like near its limit, that means it's not going to be something that's easily come across. He ended up being a no-show and didn't show up at the race after challenging him to a race and agreeing to the race and shaking hands, and fortunately it was just a race for fun on an actual drag strip. But like I said, there are some really crazy places in the car scene, especially when it comes to street racing and more of, I guess, an illegitimate scene. In that type of scene, you really don't want to lie. It's for your own safety. Don't you dare lie. And on the topic of racing, or rather street racing, again, another thing that we should just do is never race on a busy road. And this is just something that's embedded in us. It's like a code that we don't even talk about. It's just something we just know, that's instilled in most real car enthusiasts. And I already told a story once about how my brother in the stupid Chevy Cavalier, didn't understand like street race etiquette, and it thought it was winning the race when in actuality my brother couldn't even compete in the first place. You can't win a race if a race never started. You have to know when the conditions are right. If you're in super heavy traffic and you aren't even lined up at the start, that's not a race. A race is you're both lined up together at the start and you got some open road ahead of you. And I get that the roads aren't going to be perfect during every street race, but you know what I mean, like where there's somewhat enough room to race. I'm not part of that scene, but even I understand kind of the general idea of what you should be looking for. The third thing that a car guy should never do is using an automatic car wash. I don't really have to explain this one that much because it's something we all kind of already preach. And hold on, one exception, because I know someone's going to mention it, and I personally understand this exception, unless it's winter. In Indiana, whenever it gets -20 or 0 degrees, I'm running my car through the automatic car wash. And the reason I do that is because I still have to wash my car because it's my daily driver and I don't want all the salt damaging it. However, I also don't want to freeze my ass and hand wash my car. So I do understand that during the winter you don't want to wash your car by hand. I understand, okay? But for the most part, most car enthusiasts hate automatic car washes. The fourth thing that most car enthusiasts should never do is don't push a brand new car to its limit. Heck, don't even buy a brand new car. And what I mean by this is brand new cars, they have break-in periods, which is why you should never push them to their limit because that's going to damage it and that's no fun. So you have to wait for the break-in period to be over. Again, that's no fun. And on top of that, brand new cars will also break your wallet, and that's also no fun. So for most new car guys, we just don't even buy brand new cars. And you're probably thinking, but Bladed, if we don't buy brand new cars, then who will? Used cars have to come from somewhere, they only exist because of brand new cars. You're correct, and you know what? Let someone else be that guy. And more importantly, just let it be some non-car guy, especially when it comes to European luxury vehicles. A lot of people tend to lease them for the first 3 years, and then that's how they end up on the used market. When it comes to luxury cars, they depreciate so quickly, you may as well wait 3 to 5 years. If you really need a warranty, or if the car isn't that expensive from the get-go, for example, a Miata, I can understand the appeal of buying a brand new Miata. It's not too expensive from the start, and you get warranty with it, so that's nice to know. Same thing with a Mustang or Camaro, but like I said, when you're talking about the 80 to 100 grand, like BMW M5s, M6s and whatnot, it's not gonna hurt you to wait a few years. And could you still buy those brand new? Of course, go live your life. Don't let some random guy on the internet tell me that that's not what you should do, that's what you should do, because it's your choice at the end of the day. But my recommendation is let someone else tank that hit. Let someone else buy it brand new. You don't have to force yourself to do that unless you really, really need it right now. You want the latest and greatest car. And moving on to honorable mentions before we get to our final entry, excessive road raging. So a lot of car guys I know don't really road rage, and that's because unlike most people, driving makes us happy. It doesn't really make us mad. If anything, we de-stress. So we usually don't rage. Usually. And fake badging. Again, don't do this. It's same as the first entry on this list. Be proud of what you own in the form that it already is. Don't pretend your V6 Mustang's a GT. Don't put an M badge on your 335i. I know that the 335i is fast, and I know it's tempting because you think it deserves M status, but don't. If anything, see the lack of status as a compliment. Think of how cool it is to have something like a pro-charged V6 Mustang walk on a GT. Don't you want to let them know that you're just a V6? Because that's going to embarrass them more. And I totally am not speaking from experience as a salty bolt-on GT owner who recently got walked on by a pro-charged V6. Let me tell you, the roads out here in Atlanta are scary, and so are the drag strips. I am definitely seeing a lot of cars I've never seen in Indiana before, and the competition is very stiff. But moving on to the last honorable mention, which is overly blinging your car. And what I mean by that is like those really tacky shifter knobs. Like I get custom shifter knobs are nice and all, but some of them are really tacky. And fake jewel encrusted stuff, like fake jewel encrusted interiors or hoods and whatnot. If you want legit diamonds, if you can afford it, go ahead and flex. But when you book fake tacky ones, like plasticky ones, that just looks stupid and it feels stupid and it's just overall stupid. Again, that's just personal opinion. That's why these are honorable mentions, because these are less agreed on, like I said. And the final thing on this list is don't eat, text, or just in general, don't distract yourself while driving. We're goddamn car enthusiasts. We dedicate our lives to the wheel, and a car is meant to be driven, which means it deserves 100% of your attention. And truth be told, this applies to non-car people too. Stop distracting yourself while driving. Eating makes your car dirty anyways, and that's something that us car enthusiasts don't like. Also, texting can get someone killed, and that's the biggest dick move you can do to anyone. Not just putting your own life in danger, but putting someone else's life in danger. That's stupid. That's more than stupid. The word stupid can't even describe how bad it is. The words I want to use to describe how bad it is would get this video demonetized. That's how bad it is. So don't distract yourself while driving, and I think that applies to every car enthusiast and even non-car people, but especially to car enthusiasts. Having said that, that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like cars and other stuff, make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. Other than that, thank you for watching, and see y'all next time. Blade Angel out.